live.
What up, what up, what up, what
It's
up?
been so long since I've said that.
I know. I was just about to say that. I was like, this feels weird.
It's been a minute.
It's like, this was a nice break. I can't lie. Because I came back like, wow. Did I kind of miss having random chats? Also that.
Yeah, it just like it was a nice refreshment.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, my phone. Anyways,
I'm just laughing because I'm like, I wonder if because we took a month off, like, did YouTube because like you have to keep resetting your notifications for channels and stuff.
really?
YouTube just randomly be cutting people's notifications off. Like
Wow.
right now, I should have gotten some type of email or something saying that we were live. And I wonder if I go look at my email right now, like, would it actually show that, or would it be like, they've been gone for a minute, don't worry about them?
Oh wow. Yeah, I think that's true because people say that like YouTube subscribes and unsubscribes them from people's channels all the time and all kinds of nonsense.
Hey guys, it's very nice to hear your faces.
Right.
Yeah, I got no notifications on my phone. Oh well, Ted got a notification.
Yay!
Well, at least we know some of the notifications are working. I
This
got
is true.
none, so that's funny. It's like, so I just want everybody to know I'm 3 books in. I just finished a book.
Wait, you're 3 books in?
I don't know who I am right now, but
It's
we're just
been
going with it.
24 hours.
It's the 6th,
24 hours. It's been 24 hours. Okay, what have you read?
I've read The Marvelers by Danielle Clayton.
How is that not your fave?
Huh?
Or you just mean you're like, oh, you mean for the month?
Yeah, for the month.
I thought you meant for the readathon. I was literally like, it's been 24 hours.
Yeah, no.
How?
I start the first book today. Like, I figured instead of vlogging, I was just going to go on our IG and I was going to just like put my, like, as I'm reading it, share my thoughts kind of thing.
Thoughts. Yeah.
But I'm going to do it on our Instagram. But I did have a book I need to finish, and that was The Marvelers. So
okay.
I've read Pilar Ramirez and the Escape from Zafa.
Ooh.
That one was cute. The second book of the Tea Dragon graphic novel. So I guess like the Tea Dragon Festival. Yeah. You got 3 books in. We probably gonna finish the book that I'm starting tonight. We're gonna finish that within like 2 or 3 days.
Wait,
not even 2 or 3 days. Huh?
What are you starting tonight?
Oh, well, I picked one of the books that was suggested to me from our Instagram. What's the title of that book again? Let Me Love You by Alexandria House.
Oh, you're gonna become obsessed. I love the McLean Brothers series. Like that is like I reread those books at least once a year since they came out.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, well, it was in the suggestion box. It was the most suggested. So I was like, okay, I'll read it.
I'm jealous. You were like getting to experience it for the first time. I'm so envious. I wish I could go back to that day.
Speaking of, what book are you reading for our reading challenge?
So I've decided to go with Christian fiction.
Christian fiction. Dude, I forgot that was even a genre.
Because I really like it was always okay. So growing up, obviously my parents knew that I was obsessed with reading. So I grew up in a very religious home, and my mom constantly would try to like give me the religious versions of stuff that I liked, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I really liked pop music. So every Christmas she would buy me all these like Christian artists that sang pop music. She would buy me their CDs trying to get me to like them versus the artists I actually liked.
I was the person that loved those, by the way.
Oh, I love a lot of Christian artists, but I'm just saying, like, that's my mom's mindset. So the same thing with reading. Like I got really into certain books, and like A Wrinkle in Time. I was really into like a lot of science fiction-y type books, The Phantom Tollbooth, The Wrinkle in Time when I was a kid. Obviously, I really enjoyed Harry Potter. So then she would get me like the Christian type versions of those type of books.
There were
And I
Christian
mean,
versions of those books.
girl. So sometimes I would find stuff that I really enjoyed, but a lot of times I would find stuff that just was problematic and just like, for example, everybody knows I love romance. I've been reading romance novels since I was young, maybe a little too young for like how explicit romance novels are. So my mom tried to get me like Christian romance where it's all like Abel held my
Christian
hand
romance.
we walked down the road and we had a moment of guilt because we knew that the father did not want us to fall into lust of the flesh. Like, I'm not even kidding. Like, so I just never, Christian romance
That
never
sounds
worked for me because
terrible.
it was just full of so much like guilt and like, oh, it wasn't for me. But
So, like,
anyway,
instead of love,
there
I'm
was a lot
sorry,
of like fear,
not
like, oh
Queen
my
Esther
God.
romance.
Well, it was just full of too much fear, like fear of like things that are perfectly natural, like being attracted to someone is like, oh no, we must,
You
and I
must
just don't,
resist.
I don't like that type of messaging. I find it to be very harmful, but I've gone off on a tangent. The point is, there's a lot of Christian fiction that I just find to be very cringy and just problematic in so many different types of ways. And when I really sit down and think about it, it's perfect for this readathon because it really is not my fave and at all. And I found this one book that should be interesting. It basically tells the story of the fall of man, like the Garden of Eden, Eve eating the apple, all that stuff. But it tells it from Lucifer's perspective.
Wow. Listen, I thought you were going to say Eve told her version or something. Woo! Okay.
I'll put the name of the book in the chat in case anyone even cares. I need to go back in my.
I mean, if you're trying to figure out, a genre you might not have read or like a least read genre, I think for a lot of people it might be Christian fiction. I'm dying in the comments because everybody's parents apparently made them read that terrible Left Behind series.
Oh my God, that series is terrifying. Have you watched the movies with Kirk Cameron?
I just want to point out, I was forced to watch those movies when I was in children's church at church.
Can we talk about the trauma that I experienced watching that as a child?
It's that and The Passion of Christ.
Like that movie was fun.
Were horrible to watch as children. It was like, I told my parents now all the time, like, you didn't scare me into Jesus. Like, you made me think that Christians were crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Because both of those movies and that Left Behind series was terrifying as a child, because scary. I genuinely thought that, like, because I'd made so many mistakes as a child, that I was going to be left behind, and this is what the world was going to leave me with. I was going to be an orphan in the world because I made mistakes. Like, that's really how I viewed that terrible series when I was a child.
That's so harmful.
I know.
So harmful. Like, I recently rewatched the Left Behind series because I'm not even kidding, because it was like, I think it was like on Amazon Prime. It was on something for free. And it was like out of nostalgia. And I was just like, oh my God, was this as bad as I remembered? And I was like, oh yeah.
I remember.
Way worse. Like horrifying, just terrible messaging, just full of fear mongering and just so problematic. And I just remember, like, with the Passion of the Christ, watching it. Okay, so first of all, my youth pastor took all of us to watch it. Like all of us.
Oh my gosh, they took us on like a field trip to the movies.
Yes. And I just remember sitting there crying and bawling my eyes out because the violence was so explicit. Like, it was so traumatizing to watch at such a young age. I could not.
That nine-tail scene still scars my brain
to this day. Like, you could literally see like the flesh peeling off of this. I can't. It was
the
terrible.
Fact that, like every church was like, we should all totally go watch that with our 10-year-olds. The same 10-year-olds who can't watch rated R movies any other time. But because it was about Jesus, we got a pass.
And it's sad because those movies, like, really were. I mean, I think the movie was rated, wasn't it rated R?
Yeah, because of the violence.
Unbelievable. Yeah, the fact that they thought it was appropriate for us when we were that young to watch blows my mind.
Yeah, they made it a whole event. Like, I just remember being in the theater and I was sitting in between my two best friends, and we were like holding each other because it was just like, make it stop, please.
It was bad. Yeah, no, I just remember I was crying. I was inconsolably crying. I think at one point, I was escorted out of the theater.
Yeah.
And that's only happened one other time when I was little, and that's when when my dad took me to see The Lion King. I was going to be a cute movie, and then death, and then me inconsolably crying, and like my dad had to carry me out of the theater that time as well. So I don't know.
Yeah, I think about that and I'm like, whoo, man. Deja
okay,
said,
I'm putting the name of the book in the chat. It's called Lucifer's Flood and the Deliverer's Books.
Even the title is the best.
Oh, Lucifer's Flood and the Deliverer, and it's the Reluctant Demon Diaries.
I'm sorry. That title is wild. All right.
By Linda Rios Brooke. Okay, I'm putting it in here in case anyone cares. There's only one paperback copy left in stock, so it has 36 5-stars, whatever that means.
I just want to point out this poll is cracking me up because apparently none of y'all are reading outside of your comfort zone this week, and that's okay.
Oh, really? Nobody
for us. I put a poll on YouTube, and it's like 83% of the people said no.
They're like, yeah, I'm not doing that.
Well, because I mean, it just honestly like I have to set time aside to read books that are outside of my comfort.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's like, okay, like I'm gonna start this book tonight. It's 300 something pages. So maybe I'll read like the first 50 pages tonight. And then
are you talking about Let Me Love You?
Yeah.
Oh, it's very entertaining. So you'll read it. It's a quick read because it's so entertaining and you're just kind of like, what? Oh my God.
Yeah.
Oh.
So. I mean, I assume it's gonna be a mess and I look forward to it because, you know, it is what it is. But we say all of that to say this week is the Not Your Fave week, where normally where y'all love to hear me and force me to read books out of my comfort zone, I put the challenge back out to all of you. And most of you said, no, I'm not doing it. And I respect that. But for those of you who are, what genre did you pick to read outside of your normal comfort zone this week? Oshale apparently chose Christian fiction, which was not ready for at all.
You weren't ready.
And I am in the romance realm. I don't know which part of the romance realm I'm in, but I'm there. I know that after I buy this book, my Amazon is going to be recommending me every single Black romance book that they have in their arsenal from here on out.
They will.
So I guess it's basically prepping me for Naked in August. So I guess that's fine. Yeah. So we took off a month. Our planned hiatus was actually very successful. We're going to be doing this every year from now on.
I love how you emphasize planned.
Oh, because, you know, people try to act like, oh, like maybe they fighting. You know, whenever a group of people get together to do something and then they disappear, it's always the assumption that they like broke up, stopped talking.
Okay, I see what you're saying.
Yeah, so it's like it was planned. We did plan this hiatus because we burn out around the mid part of the year.
We do. It's not a joke. We start off the year really strong, and then somewhere around April, we just start to slowly lose steam.
Don't worry, novelists. We've been MIA too, so you know, happy to see you. Scarlet Moon Creation says the Left Behind series was entertaining as a non-Christian. I read it as science fiction fantasy. It was also fascinating to see how some see the end of times, as it were. To be clear, I don't see the end of times the way the Left Behind portrays the end of times.
I just remember being young and being terrified of the Antichrist. Like,
oh my gosh, yes.
Like literally thinking that the Antichrist could be anyone. Like, I would just look at people suspiciously, like, oh my God.
See, and this is where my moment. So, you know, kids, we do things we probably shouldn't be doing. And we had pretty much deduced that the Antichrist would clearly be somebody in the church who wanted to be like the pastor but couldn't be. We had turned it into a whole reality TV situation without even realizing it.
Oh my God.
We were like, maybe it's Deacon so and so. He always mean.
Yes, like I bet you the Antichrist.
This is why they shouldn't have been having us watch anything, because like, yeah.
Yeah, no, it was just, I mean, can you imagine like the damage it probably did to our psyche that we don't even realize that it did?
I don't know. I think about like I think about how like Black people, there are certain things that all Black people did as kids, and
Mm-hmm.
like you don't realize it till you get on Twitter and like everybody had the same bed sheets.
Yes.
It's kind of how I think about like the fact that like if your family was Christian, there were certain hazing processes we all went through.
Oh my God,
You're like the
yes.
same way.
Absolutely. And then you all sit down and like compare our scars and our stories, and
Yeah.
they're very similar.
Yeah. It's just like, dang, you did that too? No way.
Like the kids that went to those Christian camps.
See, the whole
Thankfully, I
idea of
escaped that.
camp looked amazing to me because I watched it from overseas. So all I had was the TV representation of camps.
Yeah, I mean, camp looks fun.
Like,
I was never allowed to go to camp when I was little because my parents were very paranoid and they thought that I was going to get like kidnapped or molested. So I was never allowed to go.
I
Normal
can
camp
totally
looks
see that
fun.
being a reason.
My parents were like, yeah, that's a big fat no. But normal camp looks fun, but Christian camps, like, do you remember that? What was that one movie? It was like a famous movie. I don't know if it was a documentary, but it was like, was it called Jesus Camp?
Jesus, I'm gonna have to look it up. I have no idea.
It was like this famous documentary about this religious camp, and I will never forget it. Yeah, Jesus Camp. It was made in 2006. It was a documentary, and it had like that little girl that's praying on the cover. And it was literally these little kids. They couldn't be more than like 12 years old, and they're like crying and screaming and speaking in tongues and like falling out in the spirit and all this stuff. And everyone's like, oh wow, our kids are so holy and devoted, but when you look back, it's like children are so easily manipulated, and children have high emotion and a high sense of imagination. So like that's like the easiest group of people to manipulate.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was a very famous documentary. It was actually kind of controversial when it came out, but it was about this camp, and it was just these kids that were just so like on fire for God, the holy, the famous quote that they always said in church. But when you watch it back as an adult, it's actually very disturbing because you're like, oh my God, these kids are like brainwashed, or it gives me like cult vibes,
Mm-hmm.
because they're so young and they're just like crying and screaming, and I'm like, this is not normal. This is not good.
Well, we learned a lot today, guys.
I can't be the only person that remembers that documentary. I can't.
Yeah, I have no idea what you're talking about. Like, I can only take your word for it because I'm like, what?
Mm-hmm.
Am I surprised? Not really, but like, gotta go
Oh
look it
yeah.
up.
No, you have to look it up. It was a moment. It was a moment in time.
Mm.
Kind of like how the Blair Witch Project was a moment in time.
Yeah.
Along the same lines.
Oh man, like the Blair Witch Project.
Yes. Along those same lines.
Mm. So, how was your break?
It was really nice. It went by really fast. I didn't really accomplish anything that I wanted to accomplish, but I feel like we sometimes have to deprogram ourselves from constantly thinking that we have to like keep producing.
Ooh, that is a whole other podcast topic.
Yeah, because it's like when you don't quote unquote get anything done or cross anything off your list, there is this feeling of just like guilt and uselessness. And we forget that sometimes you just need to rest, and sometimes you do need to not do anything, and you do need to pause and just stop. And that's perfectly fine, and you shouldn't beat yourself up about that or feel guilty. So it's something I'm working on actively, because whenever I find myself not doing every single thing that I was like, oh, I'm going to do this and I'm going to do this and I need to do this, I go through this crushing cycle of just like guilt and feeling useless and feeling like beating myself up and like, oh my God, you're so unproductive and you're just wasting time and you're so lazy. And it's like, wait a minute. Maybe I just needed to stop.
My friend slash, I can't call her an assistant. She says that she's my assistant. I can't call her that because she's my friend. She'll always be like, "Did you relax today?" I'm like, "Yeah, I relaxed today." She's like, "By relax, I mean, did you not pick up anything like a drawing to do for your job?" Like, and I was like, "Listen, if I'm on the couch, I'm relaxing." She's like, "But if you're drawing for the planner, you're not relaxing." And I
It's
was like,
true.
"Listen, at this point, y'all got to accept me for where I am." Because that is as close to relaxing as I'm going to be able to get.
Somebody
Okay.
with an inability to actually just fully stop doing things.
Well, because like, honestly, like, you know how you were talking about like guilt? I feel an insane amount of obligation
Mm-hmm.
to get stuff done for Melanin Eclectic and get it
Okay.
done early. And I feel an immense amount of pressure to like be good
Mm-hmm.
because I have built it up in my brain that we are in year 4 of my business
Mm-hmm.
and like I don't even have 2,000 followers on my Instagram. Like business is not doing so great. So I'm
Yeah.
freaking out. And then I've built it in my head like, well, you're not committing 110% to your business. And that's why your business isn't giving it back to you.
I don't know.
Have I internalized that? I don't know.
I feel like that is a little bit not the full truth because no, it's true because social media and your actual business are two separate things. But we live in a time where we're told, hey, if you have some type of brand, business, whatever, you need to make sure that your social media has engagement and is constantly growing, da 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 da. And that is somehow supposed to cross over and produce more sales. And I'm sure
Yeah.
that's true. I'm sure that's true. But I do think that it's a business strategy, just like any other business strategy. You know, some people, their business strategy is to do things the old fashioned way with marketing and not so much on social media with their marketing. And other people utilize social media. So I feel like you're being a little bit harsh
I
on
mean, when
yourself.
am I not? We all know, we all know in our private chats, I am my worst supporter.
You really
Like,
are. You're like
I
your
think
harshest critic.
I am. I'm so critical and I can't help it. It's just the way I am. I'm trying to get better at it. I'm trying to combat the thoughts, but honestly, the whole break was me telling myself, okay, you can kind of give it a 50% this month, but like you're going to have to go balls to the wall when
Oh
you
my
launch this
God.
Kickstarter because you can't have another failed Kickstarter because seriously, all these people claim that they like your stuff. There's no
Right.
reason to keep failing like this. And so, yeah, it's like you're not supposed to internalize like your bit. Like if you do start a business, like you're not supposed to internalize like the business as a
Mm-hmm.
reflection of yourself. But when
Yeah.
you literally pour so much into the business, it is so hard not to.
No, I
So
can
I
see
really
that.
have to sit there and tell myself, like, girl, wait a minute. So they
Do you
didn't like
find
this
it?
product that you spent 90 hours on. It's okay.
That's what I was gonna ask. Like, do you find it hard to separate between because there's kind of like the stuff that people like and that they buy, and then there's the stuff that you like and you think is a good idea. And do you often find those two things to be at odds?
Yeah, it's quite funny because
And
I thought that I liked the same things as other people.
they're like, actually, we just like this like very simple, basic pin, and you spending hours making this other
Exactly.
thing is not
Like
it.
my little Dragon Ball, like, because I made the decision last year that like I was gonna make what I wanted to make and like figure out where I could meet the medium, right?
Yeah.
So like, remember last year I came with that Wonderland set. Like
Hmm.
I was so happy. I was like, oh my god, my characters are finally cosplaying. Like
Right.
we gonna be in here. Like it's so dope.
And then,
I think as a total, I sold about 14 of those. Like they're still sitting on my shelf. Like
damn,
they're probably one of the
damn,
worst. They're probably one of the worst sold products on the shelf. You know what the most
wow.
sold product on my shelf is?
What?
And I will never not be mad about this. It's my
What?
small ratchet affirmation sticker. The
Really?
one where it says stuff like "Go bitch go."
Oh my God, are you serious?
Yeah, the one that I made because me and my sisters were in my room like BSing, and we were like, we should just say all the stuff we say to each other on a sticker sheet, but I bet you it probably won't sell. Top number has been the number one seller since it came out. Like, and that was when I first started.
So do you then like kind of see like, okay, so people really like this, so people really like this and this, and then do you like make more of those type of things, or how does that work?
Well, I've tried. I made that mistake in the first part of my business because I was so desperate
Mm-hmm.
to be liked, and like I wanted people to talk about me. I wanted people to like want my stuff the way that I see other shops, like, people be obsessed and like stuff sells out within like a couple hours. Like I just
Yeah,
knew because I could actually draw. I'm not saying that with shade. I swear to God, it's not shade. It's just that I realized that a lot of people were buying like clip art and stuff from like the same places.
yeah,
So in my mind, I was like, well, I can actually draw. So like obviously they're gonna want something different, and they're gonna want to hang out with me and like see my shit. I'll
mm,
excuse the language. And when I first put it out there, no, it was not like people were not coming towards it. I was like, okay. And then I was like, well, actually, like my whole vision of Melanin Eclectic was like nerd.
yeah.
So, like the first 2 years of my business, there was no nerd stuff in there. Like
Huh.
then I think I made the genie from from Aladdin. I made Simone as the genie. I
Mm-hmm.
made Simone as Beyonce, and I made Simone as the Dora Milaje.
Okay.
Dora Milaje is also a top seller, and the outfit or the Simone dressed as Beyonce at Coachella,
Oh,
Baychella,
nice.
she's
Yeah.
also a top seller. So I started realizing a couple of things. One, I don't think I was trying to reach my initial audience in the first place. So
Mm,
I jumped into just the planner world because I mean I make stickers. I make
right.
functional stickers too that are for the planner because I do have the intent of being a stationary business, but I left out an important component that like a lot of people are not in the planner world. A lot of the people that I want my audience to be is outside of the planner world, in the book world, in the nerd world.
Ah,
So it was like I had to figure like that whole know your audience thing is a big.
yeah,
So it's like
yeah.
once I figured that out, it was like, okay, so I'm gonna start putting my face and putting my stuff in these other spaces.
I
And
think
then
you
the other
should.
part of that is trying to figure out how to do that is, to be honest, I would love to say that I could do it the old fashioned way, but the old fashioned way is expensive.
Yeah, it's very
Social
expensive.
media is free.
Yeah.
So now we just trying to crack that code. If you haven't, like on Instagram, I have posted a reel and or a post every day for
Have
like
you
the
seen an
past
improvement in engagement?
um mm,
No.
it's only been a week. They say you
Oh,
gotta give
okay.
it because
You have to give it 30 days.
yeah, you have to give it a month to do the full assessment. But I mean I will say like I've still under 2,000 subscribers or followers. I don't think my posts are still not getting much engagement at all, but my reels are getting tons of engagement. So it's quite funny to watch because
That's because Instagram pushes reels
yes, Instagram pushes the hell out of reels.
because they're
So
trying to
like,
compete with TikTok.
right. And so because we know that, it's like you have to play a whole different game. It's like, yeah, I want to just be an artist. I want to make stickers and notebooks and planners and bookmarks. I want to do all of that, but I literally spend a whole day pre-recording reels and saving them as a draft so I can upload them throughout the week because I know that one, if I post a reel every day, the likelihood of my even my thing coming up on somebody's For You page, I don't even know what it's called on Instagram, but whatever, like you'll see my videos on there more often if you post every day.
That's true. Yeah.
And so like the people that already have a well-established customer base, they don't have to post every single day because they already have that large enough customer base to be sustainable.
Yeah.
So it's like now that I am confident in my artwork, because that was a whole other struggle. It's like now, okay, so how the heck am I going to get the customers? Because I do have good customers. Like the customers that I have are amazing.
Yeah.
And they are they come back all the time to shop with me.
They
Love
do.
them. So it's like, I want to make sure that whatever I do, my A1 day ones are still always thought of and always in the forefront. And then also I'm trying to figure out how to attract new customers that also want to stay around. And it has just been like, listen, I see why people pay a lot of people to run their social media, because
it's a lot of work.
I'm tired.
It's a lot of work. I mean, there's a reason why people do it as a job. It's extremely time consuming on every level.
It is. And then, I feel like you have to schedule your whole life. So it's like, for example, I obviously work a regular job to pay my bills.
Right.
That's from 6 to 3:30. And now that I am unfortunately back in the office, I'm up at 4:00 to get on my bike for 30 minutes. Then quickly take a shower. I'm out the house by 5:20.
Oh my
Get to
God,
work at
this is
6.
depressing.
Right. Get to work at 6. Get off at 3:30. On the days where I don't bike in the morning, I go to the gym right after work. That's about an hour. I get home around 5:15, 5:30. If I have a podcast, I jump right into the podcast.
Right.
It's like if I want to be social with my friends, that's a go home, run quickly, change out of clothes. And then whatever time I get back home, it's like I have to, work. And then also I need to also get enough sleep to somehow survive the next day. But also I need to eat healthy and take my vitamins and do my skincare routine and make sure my hair's not dry. I'm like, listen.
Look, do you want to know what the most impressive thing about everything you just said is?
I'm not dead yet.
No, the fact that you've read 3 books this month. Like how? Like when? Where?
Oh, so like when I get very, very overwhelmed and I start feeling myself getting anxiety attacks, because that's a fun side effect of being super anxious and trying to have a business, I shut down. And
Okay.
when I shut down, I need to do something with my hands, and I go sit in my reading chair with like my stuffed elephant, and I surround myself in pillows, and my fairy lights are on the inside of the reading chair. So like even if I covered the reading chair in its entirety, I'm basically made a kid fort out of my reading chair. And that's how I end up reading. Or my boss might piss me off at work and I go straight to audiobook, because
Oh wow.
I need them to not speak to me. That's usually just how it goes.
Jeez.
Abominable said I'm singing her life. Listen, we are all struggling. I'm just not afraid to say it, because it's a struggle bus out here.
It's real, yeah. It's real life.
Like, I didn't rest, if that's what we're gonna say. For the whole month of May, I did not rest.
Clearly, I'm like, yeah, it's so great to rest. And you're like,
yeah. I saw you and Troy out here living your best lives, and I was so happy for y'all. But the immense amount of guilt that I felt stepping away was just bad. So I didn't actually take a break.
Oh my God.
I'm gonna get better. I'm gonna get better. It takes time.
You need to do just like one day a week where you do nothing. What? What?
After this, I'm gonna show you my bullet journal for the week.
I'm scared.
You can tell me which day I can take a break.
No, just like an afternoon, like come home and just after you do all your morning stuff and work, just come home and do nothing.
That used to be on Wednesday nights.
Okay.
So, but it's not Wednesday nights anymore because I got a new therapist and we do night sessions.
Okay. How is that going? Oh wow.
I don't even know how to put that any other way.
Say no more. Say no.
I just, gave that big, deep ancestral sigh.
Okay.
This, I'm here. I exist in this world.
Oh my God.
I matter. What is the other things you're supposed to say when you're in therapy?
Yo.
I
I
can
don't
laugh
know.
about it now, but needless to say, I don't consider Wednesday a day off anymore.
Oh no.
Because emotional labor is just as taxing as
It is.
the other labor. So,
Wow.
we're here.
Well,
We're
it sounds like
existing.
things are going well.
Sure.
You're
It's good.
doing the work.
Awesome.
You're doing the work.
I
It's
know.
hard.
I'm trying to be a
It's
better
so
human.
hard. Yeah, I'm glad that
It's
you're
been
making that
fun.
commitment to yourself. Like that's good.
Yeah, I mean, if I'm not going to commit to myself, I can't commit to somebody else.
Exactly. Absolutely. Agreed.
So
So I want to talk about some of the plans that we have for the month now that we have everyone here. And we did put up like a calendar on our Instagram for those of you that follow our Instagram and kind of pay attention. So our calendar is, as we've mentioned earlier in this live, or maybe if you hadn't come yet, but we are doing the Not Your Fave Readathon this week. It started on Sunday and we'll be doing it all the way through the 11th. So essentially, we are just using this week to kind of read outside of our usual comfort zone. So if you're somebody that usually reads fantasy, then maybe read contemporary. If you're someone that usually likes romance, try like a different genre, maybe literary, maybe science fiction, maybe poetry, just something else. Christian fiction like me. So essentially, I know, this should be very interesting. But we're just trying to push ourselves to do something a little bit different. It's very fun, very low key. We are doing reading sprints. So Brittany will be on to do a reading sprint with y'all on this Wednesday. So in just a few days at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And then we will be doing a wrap up of the Readathon podcast on Monday. So next Monday, the 13th at 7 p.m., just to talk about how it went for the week, our reading experience, and all that good stuff. And then the last thing we have planned for the month is we're going to be discussing what's the name of that book? Son of the Storm.
Yup.
As y'all know, or maybe you don't know, that was our book of the quarter. Book of the last 2 months.
Book of the quarter.
Yeah, so that was the book of the quarter. So you still have time, y'all. You still have time. And I would recommend starting now because it is a very, very long book.
Thick. She real thick.
It's like, it's intimidating, in fact. And so I would recommend starting now because our book discussion is going to be on Monday, June 27th at 7. And if y'all have noticed, we're doing everything on Monday this month because we have lives.
Yeah, apparently we got things we gotta do. We got
There's
weddings.
a lot of stuff going on, weddings and beach trips and all the things. So we are doing Mondays. So I'm sorry if that's inconvenient for some of you. You can always catch the playback. The playback pretty much goes live like if it doesn't go live like within like a couple hours of us going live, it's definitely there by the next day. So if for whatever reason we get it, Mondays are tough, you guys have things to do, you can't catch us live, you can always watch the playback.
Yeah, because we're back now. So we are officially in what I'm gonna start calling it. We are in pre-naked season.
We are.
And for those of you who are new, who are just popping in, Naked is our annual readathon that does nothing but uplift Black love, Black romances, and Black authors who write about Black love.
Yes.
And this year is the very first year that we are going for an entire month.
I still can't believe we're doing that.
I can't believe we're doing it either. Like,
Very
I
interesting.
think we're planning it out, guys. It should
Mm-hmm.
be interesting. Uh,
To say the
we're
least.
excited.
I know. It should be
I'm
very
actually
interesting.
really excited, and I think that says a lot because we're like what, year 3, year 4? No, we're
What?
year 3.
Year 3 of what?
Year 3 of Naked.
Really?
Yeah, this is year 3.
Oh, wow. That went by
Yeah,
fast.
it's
Oh
like
my
year
gosh.
3.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay. Yeah,
so
I'm
it'll be a
excited
month
because
long. It'll be a
there's a
month
lot.
long of reading Black romance, and the only hint that I can give you is try to find as many varieties of Black
Mm-hmm.
love and Black romances as you can, because that's the only clue I can give you. And just as a reminder, Black love and Black romance are romances and love between Black people.
I'm dead.
Um,
The fact that you
while
have to
we
say that.
we appreciate all love in this world, and we understand that love comes in all shapes, forms, and sizes, interracial love is interracial love and deserves its own celebration and its own category. So, though the book may have 1 or 2 or 3 Black people, if the love is not with another Black person, it is not Black love. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk.
You like bust out the radio voice. I was like, oh, she's so
Sometimes I
nice.
gotta get it because I feel like we have to repeat this every year where it's like, look, we're not bashing the
But I
other
was like,
books.
look at the break. It made Brittany so soft. I love soft Brittany.
And then I did that.
Then you did that. Like, never mind.
Soft? What is that?
I take it back.
Novelist, I think you should read. It says, novelist said, I think I should torture myself and read 2 subgenre themes I avoid like the plague this week. Yeah.
Ooh,
What are those books? Give us the
yes.
theme. You should read them. We support. Reading outside of your comfort zone is the goal this week. So if it is a subgenre of your favorite that you don't like, dabble in it. See if you still don't like it.
I'm excited.
Yeah. I think see, they understood blackity blackity black black all the way.
Okay.
Speaking of, how are y'all doing on the Read Black Challenge? Again, for those of you who are new, every year Black Prose Club does an annual Read Black Challenge where we challenge you to read Black and read diversely.
All year long.
Yeah.
I don't know.
We
I
also
feel like
have
I'm
a
doing
focus
pretty
this year,
good.
Huh?
I said I feel like I'm doing pretty good.
I actually looked at it the other day. I'm doing spectacular.
You were like, I'm killing it.
Yeah, I mean, I am killing it.
That's good.
Like, I was like, oh snap, I'm good. I'm amazing. Look at me. Plus, I think it's only like it's 9 books this year.
Yeah, it's only 9. And
Yeah.
we're focusing on Black male authors.
Yeah, it's like read an adult Black fantasy book, done. Read a book written by a Black male author, done.
You are doing
Read a
good.
book written by a Black person that was published in 2018. I'm about to read that one with this book for this week.
Okay.
Read one of the books with Black Prose Club, done. Read a book with Black LGBTQ plus protagonists, done. Read a 2022 debut book by a Black author, done. Like, killing it.
Yeah, no, you're killing it for real.
I was like, oh snap.
Very impressive.
The only one I'm looking for, like, I'm trying to challenge myself. I'm trying to find a graphic novel that was, because the prompt is read a graphic novel or comic written or illustrated by a Black person. I'm trying to find a graphic novel that is illustrated by a Black person. Like, I'm trying to find specifically for that. And then the other one was read a book with a Black male protagonist. And if you've been reading with Black Prose Club, you've already completed that task too.
Wow.
If you have all the, if you choose to go back and look at your prompts and you see that you've accomplished them, you want to update it, tag us, because I'm going to be posting my update sometime this week, because I just happened to look at it like, oh, Britt, you kind of killed it.
That's impressive. You're killing it.
Right. Because, Melanated Reader on Instagram also has a 20 20 books by Black women
Mm-hmm.
challenge as well. And I think I knocked that one out of the park too. Hot Comb is a graphic novel illustrated by a Black person.
Ooh.
I don't know what this is. Please hold.
I have to look that up. You said please hold. Oh my God.
It's like, first of all, it's called Hot Comb. It's probably got me sold right there.
Oh, right there.
Hot Comb by
Say
Ebony
no more.
Flowers. Is that the one? It's got to be the one. It's Hot Comb and Other Stories. Hot Comb offers a poignant glimpse into Black women's lives and coming of age stories as seen across a crowded, ammonia-scented hair salon.
Oh,
The
Lord.
titular story, Hot Comb, is about a young girl's first perm, a doomed ploy to look cool and to stop seeming too white in the all-Black neighborhood her family has just moved to.
Wait.
I have questions.
Wait. Wait a minute.
I have questions.
So this is about a little white girl in an all-Black neighborhood, but she's trying to fit in?
No, it's about a Black girl trying to fit into the Black neighborhood that she moved into.
So she's getting a perm?
Listen, that part makes
Is she getting a relaxer or a perm? Because a perm and a relaxer are not the same.
Well, you know, in the Black community, we used to say we used to say perm and relaxer as if they were the same thing back in the day.
Yeah, we did.
But I'm trying to understand.
But now that we know better, why would you write that incorrectly?
I mean, this book was written in 2019.
That is not an excuse.
Nope, it's not. I thought it was going to be late earlier than that, you know?
Yeah, because we now know that perms are what made hair curly.
Deja said that makes no sense. I haven't read it, so I don't know. I'm going to look into it and see what I find.
You let me know.
I don't understand how that has anything to do with being Black, but that's why, you know, if I find it, I'll let y'all know because
yeah, definitely let us know. That's very interesting.
Oh, I do have Bitterroot on the list. Bitterroot by David F. Walker. I think Bitterroot is illustrated by a Black person. He normally has Black illustrators on his stuff, so I have to go look. But I think that one is. But it's on my list of potential graphic novels to fill it. I have a very interesting thing about Black Sands Entertainment Comics. One day I'll talk about it, but I don't feel like going into a rant today, so probably not.
Not a rant.
Yeah, it's a rant. Unexcusable unless written by foreign folks who still choose to interchange them. Okay, so everybody is not happy with them using perm. We got it.
It's just so like weird. Like it's so 1999. Like I'm just like, what? We now know that they're not the same. Okay, they're not the same thing.
I just, you know, it's cool. I'm gonna check it out. I will let y'all know. Okay, I will let y'all know what's up. Deja said I need the tea. I'm gonna bring it up next time. That's fine. Also, it's con season. Is anybody going to any cons this year? I know MomoCon was in Atlanta last week. I'm kind of hyped to go.
I have never been to a con.
I just feel like that is a travesty that at some point I have got to fix as your friend.
I've never been. I'm just like, I wonder
what I would really love to do if you allow it is not only do we have you go to a con, but we have you dress up for a con as well.
Really?
I think
whole nine.
Because my group here. So in Houston, there is a group of Black nerds called the Texas Melanin Geeks. They have a Dallas branch as well. And it's a group created so that you would never have to go to a con by yourself.
Ooh.
Because a lot of the times you kind of feel like a Dalmatian spot when you go to these kind of events. So it was like, let's get together and, go by ourselves or go together. But also the top part about having a group of people to go with is that if you want to dress up, somebody might dress up with you. Like
Right.
9 times out of 10, there's going somebody else is gonna be like, oh, I'll dress up too. So I tell people all the time, if you've never gone to a con and you want to get the whole con experience, cosplay
Yeah.
too. And it doesn't have to be one of those super elaborate cosplays. It can be a closet cosplay.
Yeah.
Like, I think and also as a bigger girl, and I don't know how to put this, so I'm gonna just say it. You get a lot of good attention.
Yeah.
And sometimes you just need that little pick-me-up boost. So, I go to cons for like Artist Alley and stuff because I love going and collecting artwork and stuff. And this year I'm trying to get my Keyblade made. So I'm looking for the blacksmiths to make my Keyblade. Because not only is it going to go on my wall, but I do plan on cosplaying my own Kingdom Hearts character within the next like 2 years because I'm making my own artwork because everybody got to be black in my fantasy worlds. And the fact that I have not turned Kingdom Hearts into a bunch of black people yet is beyond me. Yeah, it's beyond me. So it's like, I think even picking something simple, like the first time that my sisters went to a con, they were like real confused. My sister went as Stevani. My sister is about 6 feet tall. It fit perfectly. Like,
nice.
You don't even have to do much. I did see, I do plan on going as like my Sailor Melanin Moon girls.
Oh, cute.
So I don't know if I can talk all of my friends into doing it, but I need like the whole squad because I've redrawn all of them.
Yeah.
Have their official makeovers. All of them have their art now, and don't worry, y'all, I'm releasing it next month. Calm down. I know somebody finna write me some really evil messages in the comments.
Be like, hold on.
I know. It is. I feel like I'm gonna get a DM real quick now that I said this, but I want to see the way that I drew them, like shown, like with the hair and everything. Like I want to see a Sailor Mars with locks, and I want her locks going down her back.
Look, you can't just be teasing this stuff now.
Oh, it's still being teased. Like if you want to see it, the only reason it hasn't come out yet is because we're kind of delayed on shipping of the prints. They're not here yet. So I can't even sneak peek them because
it's delayed.
Oh my gosh.
What?
Update. Deja said, OMG, the end of the perm short story. The girl gets the perm and all the black people laughing at her.
Oh my God. What?
I am confused.
It's happening.
But why? That is my question to that. Why?
I'm still confused. Is it a perm or a relaxer? I am still lost.
Why are everybody is so confused? Like, is this satire? Like, I'm confused.
What is happening? Are they laughing because everyone else has natural hair? Like,
I was like, is this like wrong? Are they shunning her because they have natural hair and she doesn't now? Like, what is happening?
I have a lot of questions.
I'm gonna get this from the library because I'm not buying that. No, I'm gonna try to find this in the library.
Ooh, honey,
I'm so confused. Like,
you know what? Respectfully, I'm gonna pass on this read.
I mean, it's a graphic novel, so I'll happily take one for the team sometime this year and let y'all know what's going on.
Okay, so I just realized
I thought this was going to be like an empowering thing about hair, but it doesn't sound like it.
I want to talk about something else. I just noticed that we have a few minutes left, so I just want to talk about the fact that Michael B. Jordan and Lori Harvey broke up. Let's talk about it.
I did not know we were doing I haven't decided a name for that topic, but I guess we are talking about the things that are happening.
Can we just talk about how much Steve Harvey clearly did not want his daughter to be with Michael B. Jordan, because the statement that he gave after the breakup tells it all. He said, "He's still a cool guy from what I know. It's a breakup. I'm pretty sure they'll be fine. People break up all the time." He did not like that man. He did not like that man. Any father that's like, they'll be fine. It's a breakup. It happens.
To be clear, even if I was getting ready to marry a guy, my dad would respond in that kind of manner.
Really?
Yeah.
Like, who cares?
Like, he's a dude.
I mean, he was there, then he's not there. These things happen.
Listen, all I'm gonna say is on Lori's Instagram page, all evidence of Michael is gone.
Oh, she wiped him with the quickness.
On Michael's page, not so much.
Okay, so word on the street is, and I don't know what to believe. So we have 3 different theories going on. So let me go through all of them and we can discuss.
Oh my gosh. We gotta
theory number 1.
Name for this section of our anytime we podcast and talk about public events, we need a name for this section.
Okay, so theory number 1 is apparently he is 35, she's 25, he's ready to settle down. He really fell in love with her. He wanted to get married. She didn't want to get married, and he's heartbroken. That's theory number 1.
I can see that.
That's also what their source, quote unquote, the source, who we know is probably an assistant that was given a statement to said to People magazine. So that's theory number 1. Theory number 2 is that all of this was a fake PR relationship from the get-go because Michael B. Jordan was about to be canceled by the Black community because he was always being photographed with white women. And they were saying that he didn't like Black women.
What?
And Lori Harvey was like a way for him to redeem himself in the eyes of the Black community and for Black women, because that's his fan base. And also it was a way for Lori Harvey to elevate herself from just a pretty girl to somebody who now gets invited to red carpets and has a skincare line and all of this. So that's theory number 2.
Oh my God.
Theory number 3 is that he cheated on her, and that's why she has him completely wiped from her social media, and he still has photos because she's just like, okay, I found out you cheated, I'm out. So those are the theories. What do we think?
Okay, so number 1, they are way too far out of my tax bracket for me to genuinely give a fuck. That's the first thing I need to say.
Okay.
Second, I feel like it's the first one. I feel like the second one is the same place where they assume that like nobody can be happy. I think everything famous people do is for like the ratings, which I think is a sick thought to have as human beings. Yeah. And then the third one, that's just not plausible at all, in my opinion. Like, no.
That he cheated on her?
If Michael B. Jordan I don't even know how to put his face looks like his love language is physical touch, and the only thing he wants to do is rub on you all day.
So you don't think he could cheat?
I'm not saying he can't cheat because he's a dude. So we all know that's the possibility. I'm just saying I think he really was like completely smitten with her.
I think that
declarations of love and shit on social media and all that junk.
I think that we will never know.
And I think that's the best way to live.
We will never know. The truth is somewhere in the middle, I think. Well, not the last 2 theories, probably not. But I think the truth is somewhere in the middle, because I do think that he was interested in her, but I also don't think that they have anything in common for a long-term partnership. Michael B. Jordan is very serious, and we've I think we talked about this before. Like, he's not like his public persona. His public persona is like this hunky guy who's like all muscular, and like I think people really think that he is Killmonger from Black Panther, but his actual personality, he's very quiet, he's very introverted, he's very nerdy. He talks about being into like nerd things, and he's very intellectual and cerebral. And no shade to Lori Harvey, but she is literally none of those things. She's very like, she's a socialite, she wants to be pretty, she wants to be out and about, she has a skincare line that's not that great. Like
ma'am. Ma'am. I was in the middle of consuming my beverage and you tried to have me spit all over my keyboard.
Well, I mean, it's true. It's not good. So it's like, I see her as someone who's kind of a social climber. Again, nothing against her. I actually really like her, and I actually think she's very smart, and she uses a lot of her
Oh,
dark
I love
feminine.
her.
She's like operating in her dark feminine, and I appreciate that a lot. So
She
I
operates in
have
a realm that I want to slow clap every time I hear a story about her.
right. So no shade to her at all, but I just think that I just don't see how you can build a long-term partnership like a marriage when one person is one way and the other person is not even a tiny bit like that at all. Like they just,
I can see
where's
that.
the common ground for them to build on? I don't see
Yeah.
it. Don't
I
see
mean,
it.
again, you're petty ass. I totally see it though. I understand. I mean, Michael, you can call me. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
I know who Naruto is. Thank you.
I wish them the best.
Right. Oh, but what I do need to stop and say is the Dusty McBucket.
Oh
I
no.
barely make enough to claim taxes.
Oh no.
Men that have taken this and started talking about, oh, she just ran through. She just ran through. First of all, you
Why is
cannot
it?
speak on you cannot speak on a grown woman who would never even look in your direction.
But
You
here's
don't
the
even wipe
thing.
your belly button on a daily basis, and you got the audacity to be worried about what she's doing with her body. You don't know that girl
Well,
life.
it's just confusing. Like, how is it that somebody like Jennifer Lopez, who I love, by the way, or
I
Taylor
don't.
Swift, again, also a fan of her music, can literally date 25 different dudes, like 3 dudes a year, like write a song about this dude? J-Lo's been engaged damn near 5 times, but they're never described as ran through.
I don't understand. I mean, we know the
Like,
answer.
the misogynoir is just insane. Like, it's completely unacceptable on every level.
Like, we know what it is. First of all, they're mad that she played the love of their life, Future,
Oh, yeah. Why are they so up his asshole?
because for some reason, the type of men that idolize the disgusting behavior of men like Future and the other person who passed away, so I don't even have to say his name, those kind of men are desperately looking for some type of a fatherly figure to follow an example on. So when they
Yeah.
see that example fall through and not work like it's quote unquote supposed to, that girl becomes top enemy number one. Like, I love the fact that Lori Harvey is dating.
Yeah, she's young, she's beautiful,
She's
she's in the prime of her
25.
life. She's literally a child. I mean, she's 25 years old. Like, no, not a child, literally, but mentally, she's still very young. She hasn't really done too much yet. So, why would she want to just tie herself down just because it's Michael B. Jordan? People are saying she can't do any better. And I'm just like, what does that even
I'm
mean? If
always,
they're not right for each other, then there is no better. Like,
yeah, it's like, so let me get this straight. She dated until she found a guy that she actually wanted to be in a relationship with and actually claim, because at no point did she claim any of the other people that she was photographed with.
she never
People just
claimed that.
made assumptions. She never said she was dating or not dating.
Yeah, she never did.
But the one that she claimed, they had this relationship is over a year long, but
Yeah,
she ran through because y'all are mad that she doesn't have to live in like constantly like it's misogynoir
she's
and it's
not
so
desperate.
ridiculous.
She's
It's
not
like, you gotta
desperate.
be kidding me.
She
Taylor
has
Swift is a
options.
multi-billion-dollar whore at this rate.
Honestly,
Lori
I see
Harvey is a
Lori.
whore as well. And I applaud both of them. Pour it out. I wish I could do it.
I see her ending up eventually. She gives me very like Selma Hayek vibes. Like Selma Hayek married that billionaire dude that runs like that
Oh
fashion
my
line.
gosh, she did. And she did it
Yeah.
in silence.
Mm-hmm. I can't remember his name. His last name is like Pinault or something like that. And he owns a fashion line. Is it Hermes or
I
Dior
can't
or
remember, but that's a move too. Like, I love the fact that these women are not out here like, oh my gosh, I have to get married. Like, no, go live your life. Like, I wasn't even trying to be funny, but I just remember the clip where she was talking about how like she had to like lose the relationship weight because of how happy she was in her relationship. And she had like gotten, complacent. And I was like, I want to get to a place in my life where I can say that, because it's
mm,
obviously y'all had something good for a while, and
yeah,
not all relationships are supposed to last forever. So
no.
Why are they so hurt? Like, they are more pressed than Michael.
They are. And I'm sure he's devastated because I think he
I'm
wants to get
sure.
married.
And I would love to console
But
him.
I'm dead. He just needs to find him a sweet little, little sounds condescending, so I'll take that back. He just needs to find him a sweet girl who will be behind the scenes and support his career.
I'm not sweet, but I'll totally support his career.
And who will like do nerdy things with him and nerd out about comic books with him. Like, that's what he needs.
Hello.
You're like, it's me. I'm right here. Hi.
Yeah, I don't know. I just laugh at the way the society views Lori Harvey, because it's such a contradictory kind of thing, because it's like, one second it's like, don't settle for anything, and obviously she's not settling. Oh, she's a whore, she's ran through. How do y'all know she's even having sex?
Yeah, they don't know.
Like, how dare you? You're assuming that because she's dating. Like, that's all you know, she's dating. But remember, like, she was originally engaged like a couple years ago. So she was super young when she got engaged. And then she chose not to get married and started dating. And they lost their little minds because...
Well, people also skip over the fact that engagement ended because he cheated on her.
Oh, they're never going to acknowledge that fact, because acknowledging that fact would say that a man did something wrong to her.
Because she was going to marry that guy.
She's like a succubus, apparently. And I'm like, she's not him. She's living her best life.
But he cheated. So what
he cheated. That was the point. She was ready to settle down, and he cheated.
And then she was like, you know what? Let me go live my life.
Right. I'm like, if you get married young, I kind of envy you, because dating
it's
sucks.
Crazy out here. It's crazy out here.
Dating absolutely sucks. But if you decide that marriage is not something that you're looking into right now, also live your life.
Mm-hmm.
And if you are out there getting it, please use protection. That's all I say.
Yes.
All of us ain't able, but please get it, because I support. Do it safely though, because these men are trash.
Oh goodness.
It's all fun and games, so you end up with a horrible baby daddy.
I know. Like, just be smart. Be smart like Lori Harvey. Be smart like Shakira.
Be smart like Lori is a mood.
I know. Be smart like Shakira, who never got married to that guy, and good, because he ended up cheating on her.
Bruh, I forgot all about Shakira. I forgot she did the same thing.
Yeah, it just came out that her partner of over a decade cheated on her with his teammate's mom.
Oh my gosh. Can we just have a pause moment? So
she had 2 kids with him. They were together for over 10 years. She moved to Spain for his soccer career, and he cheated on her with his younger teammate's mom. Yes. Yes, girl. Yes. 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 Yes.
Oh my God. Okay.
All I can say is she was smart for never marrying him, because he asked her for marriage for years, and she always said that no, she would never get married.
Okay. I'm all right. I'm good.
All right. I'm not all right. It's fucked up.
Just wow. Let me read these comments. I got married young because I wanted to. I commend all women who date with purpose and date multiple people. When I finally get back out there, that is what I'll be doing, because I will not be committing and spending all of my time with one guy until the discussion of monogamy has been had. Our next comment says, I guess we could say the same about them, but I don't think they know how to handle it when you give them the same energy. Facts. Excuse me, Deja. The last time we talked, you were engaged. You already got married? Shout out to Deja. I'm so happy that your first boo was your everything. That's really freaking cute, by the way.
That is really
cute. It actually says, I got married young, but only because the first guy I dated just happened to have everything I wanted. I was starting to do my hot girl summer when I met him. I've heard the amount of times I've heard I was out having my hot girl summer when I met my husband is unreal. It's basically telling me I need to go get my booty shorts out. Is basically what maybe I'll find him then.
Oh, not your booty shorts.
These dudes stay mad when they find a Black woman who will, capital will, leave if she doesn't feel like a situation is for her. Ain't nobody trying to struggle love these days. Amen.
Amen.
Amen. I'm going to pray for a good, long, childless marriage for me. I second that for you, and I want that for you.
Yes.
And for me, because we also not birthing babies. The things you have to go through to birth a child is, whoo. Oh, abominable. No. Abominable said, like how Johnny Depp did with Amber Heard. Too soon. We don't have enough time to talk about Johnny Depp and Amber Heard.
We don't. So I will say this, though. I will say this. I love Johnny Depp and everything, but Vanessa Paradis got her karma, okay? Vanessa Paradis is the woman that he was with for 13 years and had 2 kids with, but never married. And also the woman that he mysteriously, like, left for Amber Heard, even though he says he didn't leave her for Amber Heard, but yet when he did leave her, he started dating Amber Heard a month later.
Anyways, like rich people messy, love to talk about them, but they still up out my paycheck. I just yeah, so thank y'all for coming back to the podcast. This one's been all over the place. It's been great. Yes. Do you have any announcements on your end, Oshale?
No.
You gave all the Black Pros ones already.
I did. That's it.
Nothing coming up on your end? Nothing?
Nothing. What am I supposed to talk about?
I don't know. I have to double check. I know I write down you and Troy's stuff all the time, like books and things. So, you know, I'm going to keep writing that down. Yeah, if you want to check out Melanin Eclectic stuff, it's www.melanineclectic.com. We currently have a Kickstarter going on for our everyday Eater bags. I think the link might be in the description box already, but we're like 82% in with the first color, and my goal is to get all the colors funded because I want all the colors.
Yes.
So if you're interested, you know, just go check out the Kickstarter. No pressure. No pressure. We'll be back on Wednesday to do a reading sprint and check in and see what everybody's up to. I'm going to go downstairs into my reading chair so you can come to Black Pros Book Club on Instagram, and I will be sharing my initial thoughts of this book that I'm reading. But other than that, that's all I got.
That's all we got, y'all.
Stay beautiful, stay hydrated.
Yes, please do. And we will see y'all on Wednesday.
Bye.
Bye.